All right, peace and blessings, everybody. Welcome to another episode of YB's Collaboration Corner in conjunction with Self-Publishing 30 Days podcast. I am your host, Rob YB Youngblood, President of Sales for Self-Published in 30 Days. And I'm excited to bring you a phenomenal guest by the name of Julbert Abraham. This brother is an awesome resource, especially for those of you who are looking to use LinkedIn as a tool for enhancing your visibility, credibility, and profitability. Now, I know, but those of you who've been listening, you might be asking, why are you bringing a LinkedIn expert to talk to us? Aren't you the LinkedIn locksmith? Yes, I am. But here's what I understand. I understand the power of collaboration. And once you hear Julbert's story and you understand what direction he's coming from, you'll know why I'm bringing him to meet you today. So Julbert, welcome to YB's Collaboration Corner, man. Thank you for serving as a guest today.
YB, thank you. I'm so excited to be here. I'm pumped up. I just moved to Georgia, so I'm like ready to rock, man. Let's go.
I love it, man. I love it. We were just talking about that just a moment ago, man. So Julbert, tell everybody who you are and tell them what you have going on.
So the best way to understand who I am is I gotta take you back in the story a little bit. 22 years ago, I came to the States from Haiti. Me and my family, we didn't speak any English, didn't have any network. We had really just some family member here and there. And we came to the States. We got lost at the airport in New York, but we found our way. So you have, me, my mom, my dad, my two sisters, just running around JFK trying to figure out our way.
Yeah.
And fast forward, been in the States, working a couple different positions. Started my first business at 18 in college. I used to run an event photography company. Did that for 4 years. After I graduated, worked in corporate America. Got laid off in 2011. Decided to find a way out of no way, and LinkedIn was that way. It helps me find my clients for my marketing consulting business at the time that helped me feed myself and pay my bills. Enroll into an MBA program to enhance my business skill set, use that consulting business to pay for the MBA books, classes, and so forth. Then after I graduated, sharing what I was doing, people were interested, started my company AGM. We solely focused on LinkedIn, but specifically LinkedIn advertising.
Yes.
So that's the beauty here, right? So you have my man YB who's killing it on LinkedIn, and then I focus on LinkedIn ads. So there's a good opportunity there for us to collaborate.
Absolutely. And I'm glad you brought that up because prior to joining the Self-Publishing 30 Days team, all of my work was focused on this organic networking, teaching people how to leverage LinkedIn as a prospect magnet. And what you do just takes it to another level. So we'll definitely get into that in a moment, man. But you mentioned, making that transition, from Haiti to America. Obviously we've got a lot going on with folks, transitioning to America. Talk a little bit about your transition to entrepreneurship. Obviously, you had a drive, you had a reason, you had a cause. What was that transition like to becoming an entrepreneur and being able to leverage your business to be able to fund your education with regards to your education?
So it wasn't easy. Let's say, a lot of people see the glitz and glamour of entrepreneurship on Instagram or LinkedIn, anywhere else. You think, oh my God, this is the way. It wasn't easy at first. It was actually very, very challenging. And although I experienced entrepreneurship a little bit when I started my first business at 18, but I was in school. So it wasn't the same to when now, 2011, think about it, you got laid off from work, all the bills are due, right? You most likely, if you don't pay these bills, you're gonna get evicted out your apartment, you're gonna lose your car, all these different things happening. So that's a lot of pressure. And you're applying for job, but you're not getting the role that you want because you're doing interview after interview, and you're like, okay, I have to do something, right? So the blessing came because I'm like, oh, I'm good with marketing. I kind of know how to navigate this. And using the skill set that I learned from my last company, that's where I learned how to leverage LinkedIn. And I'm like, well, there's business owners there, so let me use the skills that I have and leveraging that to get me in the door. Now, getting that one client to help pay one bill, get to get another client to pay another bill, right? So it's always, I have to think at least 10 step ahead. I have to look at, okay, I need to have saving to pay the bills. I need to make sure I'm able to eat. I need to have confidence in myself, because the biggest battle wasn't even a client acquisition, it was mindset.
Yeah.
That's the biggest battle. And I know a lot of people suffer from that. Either you a new entrepreneur, and sometimes, veteran entrepreneur, we all have these different battles that we're having with ourselves and those conversations in our head. Sometimes you just gotta tell them to shut up and just go all in.
Yeah, you gotta quiet the noise, man. I love how you talk about mindset. There's a framework that I promote to our clients, and I always talk about mindset, methodology, and discipline. And so, without going too deep, because we want folks to come in and get the real sauce, talk a little bit about your framework when it comes to LinkedIn ads and marketing. Talk about how your strategy has produced results for your clients.
Absolutely. So the way it works for us is, first we start with the planning, right? So the biggest thing, and you could say you know that as well, right? A lot of people would just dive in onto LinkedIn. They watch a seminar, they hear a podcast, they're like, oh, I'm gonna go all in, and they just start clicking button, but not really sure what they're doing or where it's going. So planning and strategy is crucial. Once you lay that out and you have a plan, okay, I'm gonna leverage LinkedIn ads to target my audience. All right, now what I'm gonna offer them? What's the offer there?
Right.
So it's really tailoring that offer that's attractive, that they're like, oh, this is good, I want that. It could be a guide, it could be a white paper, it could be like we have clients that send sample requests, right? They actually send samples of the products to their clients or potential clients. Then once you have that laid out, then you're looking at targeting and messaging. Right. So normally people would think targeting and messaging first. No, these are last. We need to get that plan set up. We need to have that offer. And then we're looking at targeting and messaging. And then that part, that's crucial, because depends on the audience that you're talking to. Mentioning their name in your ad is a way to attract them to you. And it really helps eliminate the noise and also really allow you to zoom in and focus. So you got to know your target. You got to have a great message for them, and you got to have an offer. And all that comes in by planning it first. Have that foundation. And this is why it's so important to have your profile done already. And this is where YB and the team can help you have the company page done, right? Guess what? Those people are going to see the ad. They're not going to click right away. They're going to know, who is this person?
That's right.
Who is this company? They're going to look through. They're going to do the research, right? People get the internet. They Google everything nowadays. So got to have those things locked in first before you even thinking about getting into LinkedIn ads.
Yeah, I love it. And most of the people that are going to be watching this are going to be aspiring authors, or they're current authors. So is there a place on LinkedIn for authors?
Yes. Here's a quick tip I would recommend for authors. If you're an author and you have a book that you publish, I'm pretty sure there's some part of the book that you can give away, right? Like that 1 page or that 2 page sizzle. Leverage that as your offer, right? And then you can target the specific group of people. And the beauty with LinkedIn ads is I can target by groups, right? A lot of people don't know that. There's groups that has hundreds of thousands of people on LinkedIn. If this is your audience for your book, why not leverage that to target it? Give that percentage of the book for free up front to get the person to come in. Maybe now you can get a speaking engagement and so forth, and turn that into income.
I love it. You got some ideas that's swimming in my head. I host a weekly room on Clubhouse called LinkedIn for Authors. And so not only do I want to get you on there to share some insights, I can see you and I doing some things on the front end, like, a live training and pulling our mastermind.
Let's do it, bro.
So let's definitely do that. So I want to land the plane here and kind of wrap up by asking, what advice would you give to individuals who want to collaborate with you? So let's start with this. Give me your definition of collaboration. And then what advice would you give to individuals who may want to collaborate with you?
Got it. The way I look at collaboration, it's a partnership, right? Meaning that I'm gonna bring to the table my network, my resources. You're gonna bring to the table your network, your resources. We're gonna have a conversation together and figure out where can we help each other,
Yeah.
right? And I love collaboration. I do it a whole lot because that's how you build opportunities, not just for myself, but for you. Meaning, when I'm speaking to a potential clients of mine or current client and they have certain need or challenges, I want to be able to say, wait a second, you have this, wait a second, you having issue with Facebook ads? Listen, I know the right person that I can connect you to.
Right.
Or you're trying to do some things on LinkedIn and you want to get your profile done. That's not something I do,
Right.
but I know the right contact I can put you in contact with.
Right.
So that's the way I look at collaboration and partnership, is being able to serve as a resource to each other on the front end, right? Provide clients to each other. But then we have things like this where we go in each other's podcasts, we have webinars with each other, where we bring these audiences together. And what happens there, it creates opportunity for everyone.
That's
you
right.
know, and also it expands your brand, right? Because now you being exposed to my network, I'm being exposed to your network, and now we both can build relationship that goes on. And one thing I've done, and I've done it as well with you and other LinkedIn expert, is I love to collaborate. I have one of my partner that's solely focused on one specific part of LinkedIn. She does LinkedIn Live.
Yeah.
I don't do LinkedIn Live.
Yeah.
I don't want to do LinkedIn Live. I'd rather just send her that business, you know?
Right.
So that's where the value come in.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. So how can people collaborate with you? So say, for example, you've got a phenomenal gift, a phenomenal talent, you're niche down, you know, you're working with a specific type of person. Say, for example, that person listens to this podcast. How can they collaborate with you? And who do you want to collaborate with?
Absolutely. So a couple things. If you want to collaborate with me, shoot me a DM on LinkedIn. Say, hey, Julbert, I heard you on the podcast. I have an idea. I would love to pass by you. You and I will sit down. I'll send you the link to my Zoom, my calendar. We set up a Zoom. We'll have a chat, and then we'll go iron it out to see, okay, where there could be opportunity for both of us. Great people I'm looking to collaborate with is coaches, consultants that host masterminds, right? So they have a group of clients that need their help, and they're trying to figure where would LinkedIn ads come in into this. And that's where I would love to come in, do a quick presentation, 20-minute, no selling. I'm all about education and really just break it down. I'll even open up my laptop and show you exactly, okay, here's how you actually do the ads. Here's what you should be thinking about when it comes to targeting. Because at the end of the day, I want to add value. And at the end, yes, I'm going to say, hey, if anybody need help with anything that LinkedIn ad, just reach out to me. And then we'll go from there.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So one last question I'm always asking every guest. So, you know, we're collaboration and connected to Self-Publishing 30 Days, which is the #1 self-publishing company in the world. And so if you had the opportunity to go anywhere in the world to write your best-selling book, and let's say I was paying for it, right? I was cutting the check. I was taking care of the flight, the lodging, however long you want to stay. Where would you travel to write your next best-selling book or your best-selling book?
Well, I have one book now, but for the next one, I would go back to my home country, Haiti.
Okay.
And the reason I would do that is because I want to go back to my roots. I want to go back and reconnect with some of my friends, families, peers, people I haven't seen in years. And then, you know, and also it will be very inspirational because our country have an amazing story, right? Being the first Black republic in the world. And it's so much history there that people are not familiar.
So as we land the plane, Julbert, if I had a budget to send you anywhere in the world for you to write your next best-selling book, where would you go?
I would have to go back to my roots, Haiti. And the reason for that is, you know, I love my culture. I want to reconnect with some of the people there, but also I think there's a lot of opportunity, and I want to go back and educate some of the youth on how they can leverage LinkedIn ads as a skill set, so then they can create their own income globally. So that's, you know, that will be not just to write the book, but to also work with some of the youth there. That would be my thing.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, listen, Julbert, tell them once again, how can they find you? How can they connect with you if they want to get tight in terms of taking their LinkedIn to the next level?
Best way to do it, shoot me a DM on LinkedIn, Julbert Abraham. You find me. You could just Google me if you want as well. And I'll be more than happy to connect. We'll do a Zoom and chat, and anything we can do to help you, I'm here. Thank you again, YB.
I'm looking forward to future collaborations. I believe I'm going to be connected with you on your podcast soon, so I'm excited about that. For those of you who've been listening, this has been another episode of YB's Collaboration Corner in conjunction with Self-Publishing 30 Days podcast. I am your host, Rob YB Youngblood, President of Sales for Self-Publishing 30 Days. And remember, be encouraged, be blessed, but most of all, continue to share the faith. And the way that you do that is by walking in your gift, because your gift will make room for you. See you next time. Peace.
Let's go.